Don't you think those look pretty good? You know what the best part is? There's no dairy, no eggs, no animal slime whatsoever of any kind. Nope, these aren't the ones you find at Krispy Kreme chock full of nasty ingredients. They were made by yours truly, totally from scratch and totally vegan. We're each from Weimar Institute, a place pretty much obsessed with health. We exercise incessantly, we abstain from all the bad stuff, no drugs, no alcohol, go to sleep on time, wake up before you probably even think of getting out of bed. And you know what the best part is? We're all vegan. Healthy, right? At least that's what we always thought.
My name is Matthew Kanomata.
Kayla Marcoux.
My name is Matthew Christopher Laredo.
I'm Rebecca.
Oh! It's my name!
Caleb Kanomata. Richard Steffens.
Hannah Park. Leilani Salvador.
I am a convenient vegan.
I've been a strict vegan all of my life. Never eaten an egg, never drank a glass of milk, never eaten cheese.
My current diet consists of vegan junk food. And vegan food. But mostly vegan junk food.
I like to think that I'm a relatively healthy person, but I like vegan food that's processed.
The real problem here with vegans is we don't read the ingredients, we read the label. And all we see is vegan.
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 Vegan. But honestly, we don't know what that's doing to our bodies and to our blood.
We wanted to flush this out a little bit deeper, so we decided to do a diet.
What would happen if we actually ate as unhealthy as we possibly could while still being vegan? And then compare that to a group of students eating as healthfully as they could while still being vegan. The whole idea of this film is to document our experience. So yeah, let's do this. Let's eat.
You know, when God made the foods, He made them with really all the ingredients that you need for your bodies to be able to use. When they're going through the refining process, it loses a lot of the nutrients and those things that it already had in there. So it's best to get it as close to the tree when it came off the tree as possible, or wherever it is being produced, as close to that as possible. Because with every step of refining, it makes it like worse than to what we need in our bodies.
So do you think eating ramen can lower our grades?
Yeah, it could definitely lower your grades because you actually need to do well, your brain needs its proper nutrients and vitamins and minerals and those types of things. If you don't have that, then you won't do as well. You may do well for a little bit, but it's a sustained thing that you have to have the right nutrients and the right minerals, and ramen noodles don't have it all. Doesn't have it all at all.
We decided to have a meeting to flesh out the details and exactly how this was going to go down.
What kind of variables are you going to assess on the study? Second, what are the tools you're going to use to assess them? What characteristics are the two diets you're going to analyze? That's important.
8 students, 2 groups, 1 healthy, 1 unhealthy.
One group was told to eat only plant-based foods that are non-processed, they're not hydrogenated, they're not packed, loaded, and full with all sorts of things that were made in laboratories. On the other hand, the requirement of those who were eating an unhealthy vegan diet was that the item just had to be vegan, and other than that, there were no restrictions.
So essentially we'd be on this track for 1 entire month. And at the end, we would contrast the blood draw results and all of the other tests that we did between the healthy and unhealthy groups to see really what happened within our bodies.
I really wish you all the best and that you may achieve what you were proposed to do, and I'm really looking forward to see the results. I'm expectant.
We went out for one last meal before everybody started on the diet.
Honestly, during this meal, I was really depressed. I was like, how am I gonna do this? I wanna be in the unhealthy group and I wanna eat donuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss white rice. I'm gonna miss
I feel like I'm just eating straight oil. It's so good.
I mean, eating is one of the most thrilling experiences in the world, if you think about it. How hard could it be to eat unhealthy for a month? I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to eat Oreos every single day?
Go guys.
This is like the vegan mobile.
Let's get this party started.
All right, team, so here's the plan. You are only going to be buying healthy foods. The only thing I should see in your cart is something that I could have pulled off a tree, chopped off a plant, or dug out of the ground. Yeah, essentially bird food. And your duty is to buy the most processed food you can imagine. Is that clear? Okay, let's go. This is on the okay list.
Oh my word! Sugar cookies!
Those taste good.
Hey, check it out, guys.
This is the stuff. I have my avocados. This is good for fat content.
It was kind of a traumatizing experience. Only aisle we got any food out of was the vegetable and fruit aisle.
Oh, there was certainly tension between the two groups. I mean, it was so thick that you could cut it with one of those plastic forks.
Oh my word, this has so much oil. Ew, chocolate? Sugar? Oh my word, this is Nutter Butter Triscuits!
This is probably what my hair looked like at that time. Oh man, I look disgusting like this. 5:30 in the morning. I mean, who wants to be up at 5:30? More importantly, who wants to get stuck with a needle in their arm at 5:30 in the morning?
I'm not supposed to be up. What?
Yeah, 28.
Are you ready? Got it. Alright, you're gonna see a little blood right now, ready?
The idea here is that we're going to want to compare between what our blood work is like when we start the test and what we finish.
I'm just wondering why it's taking so long.
Last one.
Yeah, people started fainting left and right.
I feel a little bit lightheaded.
It looked like you're getting pale.
Evo crew, guys.
I have a history of being anemic, and so I need my blood, and I don't want some tube having my blood.
First meal on the diet, we went to In-N-Out together, just for the sake of the experience.
We were excited. We were really pumped because there's just so many possibilities for this month. I'm gonna order a big burger and I'm gonna double everything.
I'm salivating right now.
I don't even want to eat.
Hello, I'm doing great. Can I get a cheeseburger with no cheese?
So you just want the bun?
Yeah, the bun with lettuce, tomato. Oh boy, that was...
It was just so tasteless. Like you would think that if I put more salt on this or the flaxseed or the beans, there's some flavor, but it was so bad. It was suboptimal.
I'm actually legitly excited right now.
Once I ate the burger and the fries, I was still pretty hungry. And I think that's because there was no fiber.
I'm like famished and I just finished my meal.
Alright, who's ready for round 2?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I just remember I had this huge stack of fries on my lap. I was like, man, here we go. So it begins.
Don't film me. Look awful. Don't do that. You should go against the policies.
So I ordered some new fitness clothes and they came into the mailbox.
My brother and I have been working out for about, I don't know, 10 weeks now. And feeling really good. Not bad.
So the first couple of days of the research study, I didn't really know what to eat. I was only getting about like 750 calories. I didn't really know how to eat. I just ate, maybe some oatmeal, some like steel cut oatmeal. The first couple weeks, actually, it ended up being the first 2 weeks were extremely rough for me. I was finding that I was actually addicted to carbohydrates. I felt like I was going through withdrawal to a lot of the old carbohydrates that I would eat.
That's probably one of the more awkward things I've done. Everyone thought two scrawny guys are trying to start up their own fitness channel on YouTube or something like that.
The beginning of the diet went really well. I was pretty happy. I didn't feel a huge decline in my health or how I felt right away.
I was kind of going all out. We were eating lots of chips and Taco Bell and eating out whenever we could.
So, everything we just ordered is supposedly vegan. So right in front of you, this burrito is supposed to be vegan. But we did a little research, and actually inside of some of the ingredients that Taco Bell certifies as being vegan are really unhealthy chemicals and things that are really bad for you. For example, the beans inside this burrito contain natural flavoring.
Natural flavoring means that I've taken something that was growing somewhere before, or that's natural. So I'm taking some chemical out of the blueberry. And then I take that chemical and I process it and I put all my other things into it and I do all the changes that I have to change. So I put a ton of artificial stuff in there, but it started off with that natural ingredient. But it's nothing close to what was originally there because it's changed a lot. Natural flavoring within itself can cause all types of problems. It causes allergic reactions, fatigue, they may get brain fog, they may get also could affect your studies too.
But it tastes really good.
Me, I'm gonna make a smoothie. Do you want some? Sure. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it, but we'll see. Here it goes. The flavor is okay though. Thanks for your optimism. I'm being miserable.
Being miserable?
I'm watching a guy make food that I can't eat. Really good.
It looks so good.
I saw him like eyeing me and like
Wait, where?
in prayer meeting.
Ew.
And like he couldn't stop smiling. Like I was like what?
This is a boy that likes her, by the way.
Alright, thank you. So the question is, although decaf might be vegan, and although you can get vegan drinks with soy milk, is it actually healthy for you?
One venti caramel frappuccino contains 81 grams of sugar. Now, when you compare that against the amount the American Heart Association recommends, which is around 25 grams for an entire day, you're talking a huge number. One beverage could be 2, potentially 3 times what you're supposed to get for the entire day.
It spikes like your insulin. So you have a huge amount of insulin, which in itself causes problems. And the glucose in your body gets driven down to very low, so you begin to show spikes of hypoglycemia. And when you begin getting hypoglycemic, meaning you begin to feel like dizzy and all those types of stuff, your body will bring it back up, but it begins to produce other types of substances like epinephrine and cortisol and all those things to try to help keep that level up. And so you create within yourself like a diseased area because of all these new chemicals running around, and that all leads to things like pre-diabetes and diabetes and all those types of things by just having like the sugar with the empty calories.
Wow, that tasted amazing, and I'm on literally the highest sugar rush I have been on in quite a long time right now, and I'm just waiting for it to wear off. So there's a short bit of amazingness followed by probably a lot of not feeling good.
By the third week, that was when I started seeing dramatic changes. You just felt so good about yourself. You just felt like you could wake up in the morning and not feel tired. You could go to the gym. You'd feel wonderful going to the gym. And then just the rest of the day, you wouldn't have that tired, like clouded brain. I enjoyed the results. At that point, I was loving what was happening with me.
It is so possible to eat well and healthfully. Like I ate this wonderful chia seed pudding with fresh squeezed orange juice, and I cut up like mangoes and strawberries.
We had a lot of soups, beans, brown rice, French toast with sprouted grain bread. Was it good? It was delicious. It was very good.
As we started getting to about week 3, like the very beginning of week 3, I started noticing changes in how I felt and how I was thinking. We would come up to this, a major test that we had, and I just could not get myself to focus. Like I would just be staring at my A&P book and I would read the same line over and over again, and just be like, I can't think, what is going on in my brain?
I started feeling this overwhelming amount of tiredness. I would try to focus on my homework and try to do things, but my motivation level was just not there. And as the diet went on in the month, it got progressively worse. I can't believe we're doing this. Well, I decided that I need Jamba Juice.
You need Jamba Juice.
I need Jamba Juice.
It's just a necessity.
Like I remarkably need Jamba Juice. Ugh, I just can't believe I'm doing it. It's finals week, dude. I was literally thinking, this is what it's like to satisfy all cravings that you have. You have a craving and you just act on it. I was supposed to be studying in that moment, but no, I wanted Jamba Juice, so I decided to go to Jamba Juice.
Oh dear.
How do you feel?
Terrible.
You just want to get this done.
Like a frog.
Like I feel like I'm in a cloud, like there's a cloud around.
Okay. We have, how much more time do we have? 3 minutes. 3 more minutes? Okay. So I'll take the 3 minutes.
I felt like flipping all the tables.
Why?
Why? Not because of my mind, because I didn't know half the stuff. I literally felt like taking a nap in the middle.
I feel like my concentration levels are like at 0.5.
I took 3 naps today.
I feel like going to bed early.
Literally.
So, I came here to check on Richard, and he's plumb sick. I guess it's all the sugar in his diet. Probably is not being so good now.
I can remember waking up some mornings and just thinking to myself, I have got to stop. And I would sit there with my phone in my hand and want to call Richard and say, this is the dumbest idea we have ever thought of. We've got to stop right now. I mean, because my life was miserable.
I felt like because of this diet and because I was eating so unhealthy, I couldn't make the choices that I would normally make that are Christ-like. my brain was completely fogged and I was supposed to open my Bible and spend time with God. And it was virtually impossible to do so. It's real how it really affects your walk with God and your self-control and how you live your life as a Christian, because everything affects everything. One little slip in your life will literally lead you down the slope to every area.
You guys did a lot of labs here, huh? Those who were on the non-processed food pretty much kept the same values, very stable. Those who are in processed food, you have a mix. Some of them improve their values. To have an impact on labs, you probably have to have a more dramatic change in your diet or a longer period. Now, on how you felt, and like saying you had the feeling concentrating, that has to do with the digesting process itself. And that will impact earlier than your labs.
A month later, it's hard to imagine that it's been an entire month. The truth of the matter was we didn't see significant changes in our blood work, but what we did find were dramatic effects in other areas of our life. Those who consumed food on the unhealthy diet were seen to have dramatically reduced mental function, grade point averages were greatly affected, and overall self-control was greatly impaired. However, among the participants of the healthy group, we saw that energy levels were dramatically increased, and in addition, mental acuity was enhanced. So what was our conclusion? Veganism is not equal to being healthy. Being healthy is a decision to eat only that which is best. Whole, unrefined foods in their purest form. I'm so done with all of that. Disgusting. I don't need this, don't need that. I don't need any of this.
I just realized that I want to be healthy now. I want to stay true to what I know is right and what will, build my body up and honestly what will glorify God.
I just want to eat fruit for the rest of my life. Just fruit, oatmeal, vegetables.
I've got one body, and I've got one life.
What am I going to do with it?
So the next time you put something into your mouth, ask yourself the question, what is this going to do to my life?
Oh my goodness, look at those Academy students walking together. They're clearly in a relationship. And I see you. I was not A. Okay, I think I'm waiting for the line.